Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Okay, I'm Dr. Darrell Wolf. This is Alex. Okay, and right here is Tank. You want to show Tank? Want to bring him over a little bit closer? Here's Tank. How old's Tank?
4 months.
Okay, so we're not sure, but we think that Tank actually might have got bit by a snake, right? Okay, so Tank lives at Alex's house, and who owns this dog?
French Bulldog.
No, Sage.
The Sage. He's the son.
Dr. Sage Wolf, my son. This is his dog, and the dog's name is Tank, and Tank is a French Bulldog, and we think that he got bit by a snake. Okay, all right, and we're in Zihuatanejo, Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Mexico, and this is where I have set up the World Healing, and Training Retreat. And we have a beautiful retreat that you can come for like 6 different personal treatment and trainings anywhere around the world. And I'm going to tell you something right now. If you want to be well and you've got something to live for, I don't care what your problem is, you're going to be able to reverse it. Now, I'm not talking about your spine being cut, but believe it or not, people have actually been worked on with their spine cut and using a Cellsonic, and they're able to walk again. Did you hear that? Because things can actually grow back together. But that's not what I'm talking about here today, and most of you won't believe it. And I'm not sales pitching you, and I'm not trying to tell you that if I had a Cellsonic and your spine was cut, I could get it to work properly. But I know one thing. This Cellsonic will reduce tumors, fibroids, scar tissue, stage 4 inflammation, swelling in the body. It'll get rid of calcified blocks and scar tissue blocks, and that's the God's truth. You want to show them how big his lymph node is, how swollen it is? So Alex, was going to take the dog to the vet. Now look at this. Look how big this is. You see here? It's in my hand. Now I'm going to work on this, and I'm going to do about 200 to 250 pulses from the Cellsonic on Tank. And when I'm done, Alex will tell you, and guess what? And that'll be done. It'll only take me 5 minutes, and we'll get it down by 80%. Now, Alex wanted to take the dog to the vet. Now, why wouldn't he? If Alex was sick, he'd go to a doctor. He'd get drugs. He'd get surgery. So would the majority of the population, right?
Yeah.
Because we're all taught that. Would Dr. Wolf ever go on drugs? No. Only if I had a life-threatening situation, because they cause life-threatening situations. And you need to understand that. And I'm not against drugs, but guess what? We tell our kids to stay off of them, but we're on them all the time. Isn't that something? And the reality is this. Anything that you take one a day of, and it's a drug, guess what? Why don't you take a whole bottle? If it's good for you, take a whole bottle. Well, you couldn't, because you'd die, wouldn't you? So guess what? So taking drugs is a what? A slow way to die. And remember, it causes gut-brain disconnection, so you don't feel the pain. Just know that. But here's the deal. This is called treat dogs like people. And the reality is every one of my nutraceuticals a dog can go on. And we do non-surgical on the dogs using our elbow, just like we do on people. And we can get rid of fibroids, tumors, arthritis. We can get rid of, Genevieve is in Kelowna, British Columbia, my daughter, and she has a Cellsonic there. And she does non-surgical. And there was a dog, what was that? I think that was
It's a
what is that?
bulldog.
A bulldog, a type of a bulldog. And it was really harmed, and then the woman got it. And the back legs wouldn't even move. And guess what? They were going to put the dog down. Do you know how many people don't have to go to vets anymore? And a veterinarian is actually a medical doctor for a dog, which means he's into drugs, he's into surgery, or she is. And it's very rare to find a holistic vet, because that's another mafia, isn't it? It's another medical mafia. And it's all about pushing drugs. And 2% of what they do. I don't believe in veterinarians, but 2% of what they do. I'm telling you that right now. I don't have to. I don't care. And the reality is if every human being knew how to feed their dog and look after their dog, they wouldn't need me either. And if every human being knew how to create a perfect day on an emotional, physical, nutritional level, they wouldn't need me either. So that's what we want to teach the world, not to need anybody. I get it. If your dog gets in an accident, you get in an accident and you need surgery or you need life-saving situations, that's what medical doctors are there for. That's what the vets are there for. But they're not there for daily care. And understand, this dog right now is on Science Diet, and he's got to come off of it because the Science Diet is just a very expensive kibble. Yes or no?
Yeah.
It's garbage. Garbage. Okay? And the dog's got to come off of it. And if the dog stays on Science Diet or any of these veterinarian kibble, I mean, you might as well give the dog Oreo cookies and shove some fake vitamins and minerals in there because that's all you're doing. So, okay, 1 second. Okay, all right, Facebook keeps clicking off, everyone, but hang in there. I'll try to hold off Facebook. The internet's not great down here, okay? All right, so this here is called a pulse head, all right? And this gives, how can I say this? A very intense electrical current that's put into a harmonic frequency, okay, that is very powerful, but good. All right, here we go. Okay, all right, so for those of you who missed it, we're going to be working on Tank. Tank is a
French Bulldog.
French Bulldog. How old's Tank?
4 months.
We think he got bit last night by a snake, so he's got a big swollen lymph node. You ever see people with these big swollen lymph nodes here? Well, guess what? With non-surgical, with Cellsonic, and with the right essential oils, we can reduce that by at least 30 to 80%, depending on the situation. Let me tell you something. You are so sucker punched when it comes to your cats, your dogs, your children, and yourselves, okay? All right. Okay, so here we go. So first I got to shake it. Now the noise is a little bit noisy, okay? All right? So don't jump because I don't want you to scare Tank. Okay, so let's hold it right here. Just hold him there. We're going to put that right up here, okay? All right? So here we go. Okay, Tank. Okay, look at this. Look at me. So you see him jump a little bit? That's where the swelling is. See? Okay, 1 second. Okay, hold him. Okay? It doesn't hurt, by the way. Everyone, just so you know, it doesn't hurt. Okay, can you just hold his head? Just for a second. We'll get it done. That's it. Hold it tight. It doesn't hurt. He's just scared. He's a puppy. It's okay, sweetie. Hold it tight. Now watch when we're done here. See, now he's fine. You see how he's getting used to it? He won't do that again next time, will you, Tank? No. You're okay. You're okay, sweetheart. There. Okay. Now, why don't you feel it? Go ahead, find it.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's not better.
Where is it? Feel this side here, over here, feel here, feel here. Hardly a difference.
Yeah.
Is it 90% gone? Tell the truth.
Yeah, it's a truth.
90% gone. Okay, the lymph node was this big, was it?
Yeah.
The lymph node was as big as an egg. I hope you're getting this, everyone. So, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Yes, I'm dangerous. I'm outrageous. I'm totally different. Okay? You know what? I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be heading to Toronto, Canada. And I just want to tell Marketplace, okay? It's a big, they're a big government-funded TV station. They tried to take me down about a year ago, didn't they, Lorraine?
Yeah.
They took about $250,000 of taxpayers' money. I was here in Ixtapa doing at my World Healing and Training, and they were down here for a couple of months trying to get information to try to shut stuff down like this. And that's it. Understand something. A TV station in Canada that gets funded by 67% of the money from the government. Does anybody know who's in charge of Canada right now? Do you think they want somebody like me? Okay? And understand, I am, thank God, you know, that I have, I work out of Texas, and I work out of Puerto Rico, and I work out of mainly, okay, Zihuatanejo, Mexico, Ixtapa, Mexico. And understand something right now. When somebody tells you that they can't heal you, that's because they have, no, let me take that back. When somebody tells you that they cannot heal you, that's true. Nobody can heal you. When somebody tells you that you cannot heal yourself, that's an out-and-out lie. Every practitioner can only give you what they've been trained. And every practitioner has limited beliefs when they tell you you can't turn your life around. When they tell you that you can't heal from something. And understand something. Until the medical system has a drug or a treatment for something, it doesn't exist. You ever notice that? Fibromyalgia. Okay, how about that one? How about chronic fatigue? How about candidiasis? Okay, how about Candida albicans, I mean. The reality is, and then they give these disease names. Well, there is no diseases. There's just what? Messages from your body saying, why can't you love me? Why can't you figure this out? And yes, dogs need raw meat, bone, organ, blood. They can eat vegetables as well, okay? And they can even eat fruit. So understand something, everybody. Kibble is no good for everyone, anyone. And guess what? How many kids are being fed cereals from a box? Well, we are, you know what? You're killing your kids. You're killing your kids. But people will go out and buy what? They'll spend $12 for a box of cereal, won't they? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's garbage. So understand something right now. Feel them now. Where is it?
It don't exist.
Huh?
It's
gone. It's gone. So anyways, Alex said, got to take me to the vet. We got to go down there. That dog would have been on antibiotics. Those antibiotics would have blown up that dog's large intestine, which is down by its hips, okay? Its back end. Do you know why dogs have hip dysplasia? Oh yeah, I know some have more prone to it, but do you know why dogs lose their back legs? Do you know why dogs have diarrhea? Do you know why they don't go to the bathroom? You know what? People who own pets don't even know that the dog should have proper bowel movements. Okay, I'm going to be putting this dog on Structure Water. Okay, I'll show you. Here it is here. This is called the Structure Water unit. And we can even use tap water, but you use bottled water. But long as he runs that through here, this dog has 1,000% better hydration detoxification. Just with this. And I can drink water out of any tap around the world by just putting it through here. And you're going to go, but what about filtering all the garbage out? Well, if I can get somewhere where I can get, like I use, at the World Healing and Training, we use a coconut filter. That's the best filter you can use and back flush it. I don't use a charcoal filter because you can get a charcoal addiction to that. And you want something that you can back flush. But those of you that are drinking distilled water and reverse osmosis, you are actually doing damage to your body. You are doing damage to your body with reverse osmosis, distilled water, bottled water. Okay, are you with me yet? Okay, tap water. Okay, but once you structure the water, you're protected. Even if you don't filter out the garbage. But I'm not telling you not to. Because even when you do this, you could taste a little bit of chlorine in it, right? But the reality is it will not harm the body. I'll give you a money-back guarantee, 90 days. Just send it back if you don't believe me. If it hasn't made changes in your life, okay? Let me show you something. So we're gonna get Tank on that. We're getting Tank on Critical Care Thundershrooms. He's gonna take one 3 times a day, just to jack his immune system up for 3 days. That's all we need. He's back, baby. Okay? And then we're going to put Black Gold, humic fulvic in Tank's food. Okay? All right? And Black Gold is a humic fulvic. We do the only humic fulvic in the world that isn't treated with chemicals. All right? And humic fulvic is way beyond charcoal, way beyond zeolite. Okay? Way beyond so many other things. Black Gold will actually get rid of all of the worms, okay, out of Tank, whether it's a human or a dog. The fungus, it'll suck up the heavy metals, and guess what? It'll hold 300% to 400% of its weight in all of these things, and it will actually drop off 80 micronutrients throughout its digestive tract. But when the Black Gold gets to the large intestine of Tank or a human being is going to recreate Mummy's good bacteria, which is the only bacteria. That's why I don't sell bacteria anymore, because that's ridiculous. You know, you can take good bacteria, give it to your dog, give it to yourself. It'll maybe calm things down, but it's not going to change the fortitude of your large intestine in you or your animals. And the large intestine is the holy grail. It's 85% of your immune system or your dog's or your cat's. And then we're also going to put Tank on curcumin cayenne 5000. You know, when we do this with people who have a lot of infection or immune problems, I'll have them do 1 or 2 every other hour, and we'll knock that down. It's the least expensive to bring down infection and inflammation. Well, Tank's going to get 1 twice a day, okay? Push down his throat. That's it. Just push it down his throat, and he's going to get it. And because we can't open these up, right? Because these have about 6% cayenne, and then so it's not enough to make it really hot. But the reality is you probably might not like it. Some dogs like it, but we're just going to do 1-3 times a day of the mushrooms and of the critical care mushrooms and of the curcumin cayenne 5000. But we will leave Tank on black gold forever, okay? Because if you restore the large intestine, you restore the health, okay? So I need everyone to get this, all right? The medical system is there for emergency care. That's 2% of your health care. Maybe. That's it. Okay? I should be most of your health care until you create the perfect day on an emotional, nutritional, and physical level. And then you should say bye-bye to me. Okay? And understand something. You never have to come to me if you don't want to. Just go and download PDG, that's Perfect Day Guide, pdgfree.com, and I will give you more truthful, powerful, okay, self-care, self-loving information that you can turn your life around and your families, and I'm not going to charge you a penny. Or you can go on to my library at docofdetox.com, and I have more master classes in there. Okay, how about this one? All right, the emotional chemistry of cancer, disease, and healing, the biggest study ever done on cancer, and to show you that you just got played. Okay, and that every cancer is actually is created by the psychological wellness of your subconscious. Believe it or not. I don't mind too. Anybody who wants to come on and challenge me, if you're a health professional, just make sure that you go into my library and read my Perfect Day Guide before you come after me. Okay, because I'm going to be coming out with logic, and you're probably going to come out with some kind of BS that everybody's been told. Because 95 to 98% of every bit of health information that the majority of the population knows is only to poison themselves and their family. And tell me I'm wrong, and then tell me I'm wrong. And you know what? You might think, why is he so hard like this? I don't know. Do you get all the phone calls that I get of the babies that are home that are screaming and crying and the mothers can't do anything? Or where the grandmother is scared because the parents aren't feeding the child properly and the child's going to go in for surgery or it's on antibiotics, or where people believe that they're going to lose their family members because of what they're told and they're freaked right out. Understand, I get these calls. Remember something, after you do all the drugs and after you do the surgeries and after you try everyone else, you come to Dr. Daryl the Quack. But the reality is this, I'll give you a money back guarantee when we treat you, that when we use Celsonic or non-surgical, if we don't, in the first treatment, wow you, I'm giving your money back. You might want to think about going to DOD5star.com and actually coming down here for 7 days to 2 weeks and learn, okay, how to create the perfect day. We have couples training, we have pain-free pregnancy, pelvic restoration, we have joint therapy. You can come down here and learn how to do the non-surgical, you and your partner on each other, and never need another body worker, because guess what? Hey, listen, chiropractic is great, but they don't go after the scar tissue. And actually, do you know what scar tissue is? It's the absence of blood supply, oxygen, and circulation. What if I told you that we could reverse all the scar tissue in anybody of any age and make them flexible and make them feel young again, that they can play sports and want to play life and want to go dancing instead of looking for a cane, a walker, a wheelchair, or depends because they're dripping urine into their panties, which is 50% of all women. Isn't that the truth, Lorraine?
That's
And Lorraine teaches the pelvic restoration course, which is a 3-day masterclass. And we're going to be in Stuart, Florida on June. And we're going to be teaching the Wolf Whole Life Coach certification if you really want to become the master of your emotional well-being, your physical well-being, and be the light for your family and be the best practitioner you could ever become. And guess what? If you're not going to become your own practitioner, your own hero, then your life is going to be zero. And it is going to be. Do you want to go from treatment to treatment? Do you want the same BS? And listen, don't get me wrong, and I'm not trying to put anybody down, but if all the natural health practitioners and all the medical people are so good, why aren't they giving a money-back guarantee, and why aren't they making changes like this? How long did it take us to get rid of his problem?
30 seconds?
No, actually it was probably about 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 2 minutes, right? So 2 minutes, we brought down swelling in his lymph nodes, and that probably was a snake bite, okay? And we brought that down in 2 minutes. So guess what? Why don't you just go and terrorize yourself? Go terrorize your family every time something happens, and then throw somebody into the car, drive like a madman to emergency, and then sit there for hours, and then they're going to test your blood pressure to see if it's normal. Well, of course it isn't normal, because you're fearful, false evidence appearing real, because you don't know how to look after yourself. I'm going to tell you something right now. My Perfect Day Guide, it's worth thousands of dollars, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It is worth thousands. It is the most powerful guide you'll ever read. And what do you have to give me? Nothing. Do you have to thank me for it? No. Because if we don't start serving each other like we really do care and love each other and cut the bullshit, oh, I love you so much. No. Let me tell you something. The only way I'm going to have a good life down on this planet is to love everyone. To love everyone to the best of my ability. Not judge people, okay? Because everybody out there is struggling right now. Everybody. And listen, I'd rather be struggling, okay, to become something instead of struggling and lose something. And that's the deal. You better wake up, okay? I'm going to tell you something. You better wake up. And I know I'm talking to all the lions out there that are going to wake up, because guess what? The majority of the population is not going to wake up. Is not going to wake up. Let's see the next time if Tank gets sick and Alex calls me and says, hey, I've got to come over, Tank's not feeling well. Or if I have to rush over there and we got to go into Zihuatanejo and give somebody a couple $100 so that we can give drugs to the dog. Okay? All right?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, you're new at this, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not picking on him. I'm not picking on him. He's never heard about this. He's never heard of, he's not heard about this. Remember something, everyone. Judge no one. You judge no one. Just be lucky that you've learned and you've woken up, and now that we can go and wake up all the other brothers and sisters that have been set up to poison themselves, their pets, and their family. Oh, you think I'm kidding? Here, come on, let's all sit down and eat. What are we eating? That's not even food, okay? All right? Hey, love's not the answer. Self-love is the answer. Healthcare is not the answer. Self-care is the answer, and that's what I teach. And if you come here, I know I come on here and I roar, but if you come here, I will show you all the love in the world, and you'll be getting a 5-star treatment. Whether you want to come here for just to do a juice fast, whether you want to come here for an advanced water fast, whether you want to come here just to relax at our retreat, understand something. We're going to give you what you want. We'll get on a Zoom call, and we'll just say, okay, how do you want to build it? Okay? Because guess what? And we build it, and guess what? They're coming. The last time that we actually had one of these was at Ixtapa Palace, and we'd have up to 200 people there at a time, wouldn't we? But we don't do that anymore. We are not bringing on more than 10 people anymore at a time. Do you know why? Because we are going to make sure those people leave with everything, that they're the heroes of their own story, that they're the practitioners they were looking for. And that's the deal, okay? No more big numbers. No more big numbers. So we will be in Stuart, Florida to teach the Whole Life Coach, the Wolf Non-Surgical, and the Pelvic Restoration course. And just know this, that Lorraine lives in Calgary, and she has a Cellsonic. She does non-surgical. She does everything that we do. So if you've got pets that are in trouble, if you've got children that are in trouble, or if you're in trouble and you live near Calgary, Alberta, okay, and if you want to find out who else has Cellsonics, go to BHN, stands for Braveheart Nation, BHNpowerpack.com. We have people that have sell Sonics and do the same thing that I do. And guess what? They probably do it better. Guess what? And that's my job, right? My job is to teach people what I know, and then they take what I've got and they go and they do better than me. And that's the God's truth. That's the God's truth. I want you to say, I'm going to do better than Dr. Wolf. I am going to become the healer better than him. I'm going to tell you something. Who would have ever thought one law, one love, unconditional love for ourselves and others is how every war would end? They wouldn't be able to poison us anymore. They can only poison you because you don't have unconditional love for yourself. How many of you need love so desperately you'll eat anything, you'll drink anything for approval? You think about that, okay? All right? You're the one you need to love. Have a beautiful day. 3, 2, 1. We got this when we come together, Bravehearts. God bless.